Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button down below for content like this and many more. For all your current subscribers, I just want to continue to say thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Now, what do we have here? Well, this is a 1999 Mercedes-Benz ML320. W163 is the internal code for those who know the chassis code for the Mercedes world. I'm going to try something different. You guys let me know in the comment section below if you like this. I'm going to try to review not just new cars, as you guys can see in my channel, but I'm also going to be reviewing older cars. I mean, this thing is pretty old. It's 1999, pre-millennium. But the good thing about these MLs is, one thing that most people don't know, they're quite reliable. Yes, reliable and Mercedes together. These generation Mercedes they're very analog, so not a lot of things will go wrong with them. A couple, of course, little things here and there, like the power steering hose, just bursts and gets broken. But anyway, I'm going to talk about it, do a quick overview review of this vehicle. Stay tuned. This is coming up next. Okay, let's talk 1999 Mercedes-Benz ML320. 320, well, the name comes from the size of the engine. This has a 3.2 liter V6 that makes 215 horsepower and 233 pounds-feet of torque. Made it to a 5-speed automatic transmission. Towing capacity on this, which I mentioned earlier in the video, it's 5,000 pounds, which is insane. Which means that the transmission is beefed up in order for to allow this thing to be able to tow that much pound. And has a built-in tow hitch in the back, which I'll show you guys in a second. Now let's look at the styling. I mean, styling is typical Mercedes of the era. Has massive bulging hood, kind of little similar to the Mercedes S-Class of the time. And of course, they wanted to tie the styling and the look of this vehicle to look like the rest of the family. So of course, you got your big, bold Mercedes emblem right here. Big, bold Mercedes emblem. And of course, you have the Mercedes hood one. Massive hood. Headlights are actually, even though they look like a modern-ish headlights, but these headlights are actually from a 2005 Mercedes ML, because this generation W163 Mercedes ML went from 1998 to 2005, practically unchanged. The body stayed relatively the same. Of course, there was a V8 version, which was called the ML430, which that had a V8 engine with about almost 300 horsepower, like 288 or something or so. And then there was the ML55 that later came in later years, 2000-ish and 2001 and up. That had a 5.5 liter V8 making 340 horsepower and so. Let's go walk around the styling here. Looking at this, and it's not too bad. I mean, I think it aged okay for a vehicle from the 90s. Unfortunately, fortunately, it's doing okay. And this has 16-inch rims wrapped in very beefy off-road tires. And a sign of the times, most modern cars now have it built into the mirror, which these are aftermarket, but you can of course change them. You can get the cap and a wire up to this, so which these has it on the fender. And just walking around the car, it's not too bad. Factory tinted windows, which were optional at the time. And you can see the family resemblance here with the Mercedes-ish S-Class style taillights. Deep tinted back window, ML320 badge, an ML and then Mercedes emblem, and that's it. Nothing else, no extra badging, no 4MATIC, no any of that. The later years, they started adding the 4MATIC badge and up. But this, of course, is 4MATIC all-wheel drive. And let's take a look at the cargo. Open it up. Big hatch, not power, of course. Sign of the times. And the trunk space is huge. It's very big, you know, pretty big space back here. This actually came with the optional third row seat, which is crazy because this doesn't look like it had a third row seat. The seats were mounted right here. Two little mounting points here. You got, of course, you got your seat belt. And then when you fold them up, they will fold up and attach to this with a strap to hold them in place vertical like so. It was really meant for kids. I mean, you know, you can put an adult for a very short ride, and that's where they went. Cargo space is decent. You can carry a lot of stuff. The seats do fold down individually, you know, 20, 40, 20 split. So you can carry little items and very easy. Here's a quick look of the dash. Very golden. Golden Mercedes of the year of the time. So let's take a look under the hood and see how the power plant of this thing, and then we go for a quick interior overview and then a quick drive. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so if you're wondering what a Mercedes key looked like of the time, this is it. Nothing really special. It barely says Mercedes here. This is it. This was a Mercedes flip key for a very long time. A lot of Mercedes of the time had this, including the E-Class, the S-Class, C-Class, pretty much a lot of them, including also the G-Wagon of the time had this Mercedes flip key. Of course, you could lock it. You got lock, unlock. You can open the trunk right here. And this very faded, almost gone, is the panic button for the panic, of course. Let's take a quick look on the inside. And here it is. Nothing really crazy to see, but double, you know, stitching on the door panel, leather surface, soft touch materials all over the door panels. The seats, of course, they're not cool, of course, cooled, but they're heated. And something that's kind of common of the Mercedes of the time is the centers, all the switch gear for the window controls, both windows, the defrost, door locks, mirror controls, and child lock for the door lock for the rear windows are all center mounted. 5-speed automatic, gated, typical Mercedes of the time. Very simple, straightforward gauge center console. You got your controls for your heated seats, the wiper, the traction control on and off, and that's pretty much it. On this one is the low range button, because this vehicle does have a low range. So in deep snow and mud, you can kind of, it puts the all-wheel drive system into a beefy mode, as I call it. Button for your rear fog light and front fog lights if you have them. There's the instrument cluster. Let's step inside. Let's turn this bad boy on. Turn it on so you guys can, there it is. I'll show you guys the engine bay, what that looks like. And the view is not too bad. The glass is a decent size, but we'll go over a little bit more. I do like how huge the mirrors are, and they're also heated. We'll go over the driving impressions later. We'll go for a quick drive. Let's take a look at the engine bay and see what powers the beast. This particular vehicle has upgraded headlights, which this is the video. I did the video on how to upgrade the headlights. I'll leave the link up below. And the vehicle that replaced this is the Mercedes GLE, which this had a name change over the years, which I also reviewed. I reviewed the GLE 450, which I'll leave the link up somewhere above so you guys can see that as well. To open the hood, you put your hand in the emblem right here and lift this massive hood, because it is massive. And there it is, the 3.2 liter V6, making 215 horsepower and 233 pounds-feet of torque. This Mercedes engine is very, very reliable. Mercedes uses this engine in a lot of their cars, the S-Class, the E-Class. It's very reliable. You know, the fuel economy is, I'm gonna say, is between 18, 20, give or take. Of course, it only takes premium only. So if you give this regular, you're gonna pay the consequences. Massive battery over here. And that's pretty much it. Huge, you know, AC fans. Here's a look at what it looks like with the lights on. Very classy looking headlights. And that's pretty much it, guys. Let's take a look. Let me take a look at the back seat, of course. Cargo. I forgot to show you guys that. So I'm about 5'8", and this is a look at the back seat. Not too bad back here. Big and spacious. Stepping height is not too terrible. Sitting behind myself, the room is decent. You got a little cutout for, you know, a little for your knees. There's the controls for the back windows. There's a look at the instrument cluster. No audio, nothing. Very simple. Huge sunroof, which is nice. And this is a look at the back. You got leather on the doors. All right, let's go for a quick drive and see how this 1999 ML drives. All right, let's drive this 1999 Mercedes-Benz ML320. It's been a long time since I've driven this particular vehicle. Full disclosure, this is my dad's car, which has 127,000 miles, which is ridiculously low for a car from 1999. It's in great mechanical shape. Obviously, it drives very different than, of course, modern cars, because this is a body-on-frame vehicle. So what that means is there's actually a chassis underneath the body. Most modern cars are unibody, so unibody cars and body-on-frame cars, they drive a little different. But stepping on this 3.2 V6, the power is okay. It's not too bad for, you know, it's decent, adequate. Things to look out for if you guys are considering picking one of these up is, I will recommend sticking with the V6 ones. Later years, they became the ML350. 2003 and up, they became ML350. That went to a 3.7 liter V6. Power gained a little bit more power. The overall design stayed the same. The dashboard stayed a little. The interior features, again, more features like automatic climate control, a screen radio with optional navigation, which this car also had as well. But I have history with this car. I'm not gonna lie. I remember when my dad first picked this up back in 2003, which at the time, the 99 and the 2003 looked pretty much identical. You couldn't really tell them apart unless you're a car person. But overall, this drives very well for its age. The only thing is you have to get used to the steering is a little on the rough side, mainly because the tires are very fat and wide overall. But it's a very good car in terms of reliability for Mercedes. And especially in the winter. In the winter, this thing drives, it's a king in the winter. You really don't have to shovel yourself out of anything, because it just takes it. It takes it like a champ. But this has been my quick drive and, of course, review of my dad's 1999 ML320. Thank you for watching. If you guys like what you saw, do me a huge favor. Click that like button, which helps the algorithm and helps myself grow. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and stay safe.